question is, can you cook an 11-pound brisket on a Traeger Tailgater? And that's what we're trying today. Luckily, Kara's brother is really good at smoking food, and he's came up to show me how to trim and kind of give me directions on how to do this.
Trim this down, like take this corner off if you wanted to, but honestly, it's still good.
Okay.
It's just like a brisket piece of jerky.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I would just come in here like this and try to get you a nice, even. So I would take, honestly, I would take and go all the way up this side and take this off, and then you'll be able to see exactly where you're at. Slide this over a little bit.
Or around.
Or around, or whatever. Yeah, there you go. So I would, no, straight, I would go straight, straight down. Does that make sense? So that's what you, if you can get a nice 3/8 to a 1/4 inch strip of fat on top of that, that's perfect. If you cut too deep, it is what it is. We've all done it. Yeah, see how, yeah, I would take a little bit more off, maybe like an 1/8 inch or so. Yeah. Yeah, so here I would just keep coming around like this with this and just kind of pull this back. Yeah, you could probably do that, no problem.
I can just feel it's so deep.
I know. Yeah, this will go all the way through. So basically this separates your point and your flat. Let's see where we're at right here. Yeah, so this is good. This loose garbage here is no good either. Nobody likes that. Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of see where we're at right in here.
Welcome back. It's 3 in the morning on Super Bowl Sunday, and I decided to do a brisket. So I have to get this thing thrown in the smoker, and I may have got way too big of a brisket for our smoker. What we're going to do is we're going to see if our brisket will actually fit in our Traeger Tailgater and how our Traeger Tailgater does getting it ready for the Super Bowl. Need to get this Traeger fired up and heated up. All right. So this is a pretty big brisket. It's like between 11 and 12 pounds. And I am a little bit worried it might be too big for a Traeger. Comment down below if you've ever did a brisket with your Traeger Tailgater. Smokers heated up to 220. Now to throw this thing on and hope that it fits. Alright, so that thing barely fit, but it looks so good. Now, to let it sit for a few hours, and I am going back to bed. One of my main worries, though, is the Tailgater has kind of a small hopper, so I'm not going to be able to just let it run for a few hours, so I'm not going to be able to let it run for hours without checking it. But I think I have enough in there for a good 2 or 3 hours, so hopefully. But it's now 3:20 in the morning, and I'm done. The brisket's been in for several hours now, Time to check it to see if it's up to 160. And if it's up to 160, then we're gonna wrap it, put it in the oven for another 6 hours. Oh, that's looking good. Looking pretty good, I think. Hopefully this is enough for the two of us. Way too much brisket for us, but let's go wrap it, throw it in the oven, and then it'll finish out in there. Got our tin foil out, and we're just gonna wrap it up. Then I made a little beef broth mix to put down the bottom to catch the drippings and make an au jus out of. Barely fits in the pan. Awesome. Now I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I am an amateur, and it is what it is. Now I'm going to throw it in the oven until it's time to head over to the Super Bowl. Looking pretty good so far, but we'll see. This is the first brisket I've ever done, and luckily it fit in the Traeger. We were a little bit worried. I did have one little issue after putting it in at 3 o'clock this morning. Finally fell back to sleep, got up at 6 to check it, and the temperature was down to 75 degrees. For some reason, the pellet hopper had created a hole. There were still tons of pellets on the sides, but it all just, the center was gone, and so there wasn't getting pellets. Couldn't have been for very long because it's really cold outside, and it had only dropped down to 75 degrees. So it might have messed it up, might not have. I don't know, we'll find out. All right, this thing is done. It's up to 220 degrees. Now it's time to head over and watch the big game. Looks great. Well, I think the brisket's done. This is the first time I've ever done a brisket, so hopefully it turns out pretty good. It looks really good so far, and luckily my brother-in-law has kind of walked me through every step of the way, and he's pretty good at this sort of stuff. We're going to wrap it in more tin foil, throw it in the cooler, and let it sit for a few hours just to keep on just kind of steaming in there and keep all kind of cooking a little bit. If you're looking at the Traeger Tailgaters, it worked great for this almost 12-pound brisket. It was a little tight at first, but when it shrunk down, it's worked really good. Comment down below. Are you smoking a brisket or doing something like that? What's your favorite Super Bowl party food? Thanks for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, all those things. It really helps the channel out. I know this was a little bit different video than usual, but 'tis the season kind of thing. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your weekend.